Joe Siracusa is a Professor of Human Security and International Diplomacy and the President of Australia's Council for the Humanities, Arts and Social Sciences. He joins us now from Melbourne in Australia. Welcome back to the program, Professor. Are the war crimes accusations levelled against Russia by the US significant, or are they little more than token political gestures?
Good morning now. Well, I think at this stage, they're mainly political gestures. These war crimes are held in an international court to which the United States does not accede, had never joined, and said it had no business or had no authority over them. So in that sense, it's a little bit on the rhetorical side. But they're pointing out things that don't make any sense, though I might add that in every war I've seen in my lifetime, beginning with the Vietnam War, there are atrocities that take place because these missiles and these bombs, they can't differentiate between belligerents and combatants, and civilians. So a war is just going to produce these kinds of atrocities. And with this everyday scrutiny that we have in the world today, it looks worse and worse. But for the United States to start jumping up and down about atrocities, I think is not useful at this stage. We should try to engage Putin, who's really gone way off course, and try to redirect him to the diplomatic table. But calling your enemy a terrible thing before you sit down is just not smart.
It's been 1 month since Russia began its attack on Ukraine, and Moscow's armed forces remain largely frustrated by fierce Ukrainian resistance. How much longer can Kiev's forces continue to push back, do you think?
Well, they can push back for a while, but keep in mind, the U.S. went into Vietnam for a short while, and was there for 12 years. We went into Afghanistan for a short while. We wound up there for 20 years, and so it goes. So these plans don't always work out. I always like Mike Tyson's famous line about everybody's got a plan till you get punched in the face. So, Putin's on to plan B, and I always thought Putin was going to sort of punish Ukraine. I always, like everybody else, I thought he was going to destroy a number of places to create a land corridor between the Donbass and the Donbass region and the Crimea. So he's pretty much done that. But I don't think the 180,000, 200,000 troops ever predicted a siege, that is, an occupation of Ukraine. It's simply not enough men or women or whoever you have in your forces to do it. So I think now he's just simply punishing them, and he's going to make sure that the current government leaves, and at the very least, he's going to prove or underscore the points he wants to make at the diplomatic table. That is, he wants the forfeiture of Crimea. He wants the Donbass area to be autonomous. He wants neutrality written into the Ukrainian constitution, and those kinds of things. And, he could have had this probably without going to war. But, he can hold on, because what he's done now is what people have done going back to the Middle Ages with these famous sieges of cities. You can't break down the walls, you starve them out, or they need water or something like that. And of course, we know famous sieges, and historically, that they tend to work every time, because after a period of time when people need food and water, they're simply going to give up. So in that sense, we've gone from plan A to sort of mounting sieges on these cities until they surrender. The Ukrainians have an opportunity now to surrender. And of course, at this whole time, NATO and the US and others are gathering in Europe to see what they can do to get the Russians to quit. I don't think that's really the answer here. The answer is, what will it take the Ukrainians to agree to terms? Because it's lopsided right now. They have no chance of winning, and they're simply going to be worn out, and many people killed within the weeks and months ahead if we go that way.
Okay, Professor Joe Siracusa, really good to get your analysis as always. Thank you for that.